original music podcast.
All right, here we go. This is episode 52, and today we have KARDANG out of Norway joining us to talk about their project. And how you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good. Nice.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of morning time here. It's like 11 in the morning here. What time is it in the day for you guys?
Now it's 5 p.m.
Okay. And it's probably already dark there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Now, I've not been to Norway. Do you guys often get like the Northern Lights, the Borealis? You guys see that?
Well, sometimes, but it's more way up north.
Okay, so even further.
Yeah, we sometimes see it, but not often.
Gotcha. And I mean, I imagine when I hear Norway, it's cold. Is it cold there right now?
Yeah, right now it's actually snow. You know, when we were kids, it was not normal to have 2 meters of snow, but that's a long while ago. But now it seems to it has been snowing for days now.
Nice.
And everything is a crisis, and
oh yeah.
It's really not.
Yeah.
If you look at the map, we're not too far from the North Pole, so of course we will have snow in the winter.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
But it's actually we have much snow and we have wind and storms, and the weather forecast says 10 or 15 minus degrees for the weekend, so it's good.
No, that's 10 to 15 Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to convert.
I don't know Fahrenheit. I don't know the Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I don't know the Celsius stuff. All I know is 0 is freezing. Right?
Yeah,
that's all I know. Well, let's talk about the band. First off, KARDANG. Is there a meaning behind the name? Anybody?
No.
No, it just sounds cool. Is it not a slang or anything?
No,
Go ahead.
It's I believe it's I wasn't a part of the band when you guys made the name, but it's if you know your car theory, it's if you have a rear wheel drive.
Okay.
It's the connection.
The differential.
The differential, the transmission.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's the drivetrain that's pushing.
Yes.
Okay. There is a meaning behind it. Yeah. And so you just said, Jonkis, that you weren't part of the band originally. Who started this thing?
Well, it was me and Ove and Freddie.
Okay.
Started, and the two first songs we recorded was just us four. But we realized that we was in need of one more guitarist to get the bigger sound.
Yeah.
So then I connected with Junkies, and he was ready for something new then.
Nice.
So that was perfect.
Nice. And what year was that?
He was it was in 21, late 21.
Okay.
And Junkies was originally a bass player.
Ah.
So I didn't know that he could play guitar, but he has surprised us all.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so it's only two strings more. So
yeah,
just kidding.
Yeah, well, that B string kind of starts throwing you off a little bit when that half step. But and Freddie, you were part of the whole process in the beginning and putting this thing together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I met up with Henning or Boogie Silver in the oil rig, actually.
Oh, wow.
We knew each other from before, but then we hit it off with some really good old-fashioned tunes like Judas Priest and Kiss and AC/DC.
Yeah.
So kind of set us onto the rock and roll train, I thought.
Yeah. That's what I got from it when I heard it. I was like, damn, this sounds like just good, and don't take this the wrong way, good American rock and roll. And I was surprised coming from you guys that's the sound that you have. And then he's not with us right now, but Chris Williams, the vocalist, blew me away. I mean, he's got a good range. He's got a good strong voice.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, he was a singer in a previous band we had 15 years ago as well. That was more into the metal.
Oh yeah.
So I think he suits this music even better.
Yeah.
More rock than metal, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, we all grew up with the classic American rock and roll, so
right.
it's part of DNA.
Yeah.
I have you, Chris Williams, for over 30 years, and we are sometimes we get to do something together.
Yes.
And that was the time, and with the pandemic, and we hit off with some rock and roll.
Yeah, well, that was a good way to come out of that mess, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the pandemic, now I had heard that Sweden didn't even lock down. How did your country? What was their take? Mask up, lockdown. What happened over there?
Well, Norwegian take was quite the opposite. We managed to get vaccines as quickly as possible, and just bought and acquired as much vaccines we could get, and everybody was, of course, voluntarily offered to have vaccines, and everything was shut down. The whole thing with home offices and working and keeping kids away from school in the beginning, but as long as the whole process was, we started to get to know the what's it called, the sickness or the COVID.
Yeah.
We started to know it and know what it was all about. Then and the vaccine, vaccinating, evolved. Everything was rolling.
Yeah.
Then we could push ourselves back into work and the kids back to school and tried little. I remember, the first days, because my parents actually, they had their vacation in the Caribbean, and they had an intermediate flight. They landed in New York, I believe, and I think it was the last plane allowed out of the States back over to Europe.
Yeah.
And when they came back home, no, we can't get near the house.
Oh wow. Yeah.
No. We have to stay 50 meters away, and everything was crazy because we didn't know the COVID, and we didn't know what it was all about.
Yeah.
It could be very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
And in some
especially
ways
for
it
elderly,
was,
right? The elderly.
Yeah.
I mean, hindsight is always easier to look back and go, oh.
Yeah.
But I mean, the elderly definitely was scary. I mean, but then I remember hearing a time where, if you're a smoker, you're in good shape. Like everybody starts smoking, and it was crazy. And then 6 feet apart and all that. I kind of we were under the lockdown kind of for about 45 days, and I kind of initially liked it because I was like, okay, boom, every day in the studio I can be creative. And but near the end of that, I'm like, no, I like to be around people too much for this garbage.
Yeah.
So you guys came out of that, and it sounds like the band is kind of a group of people that have known each other for quite a while. That's what I find is the perfect recipe for bands. You have to be friends in order to make music, right? Good music.
Ready.
Yeah.
And then also you guys said that you had played in previous. Freddie, how long have you been playing drums altogether?
Oh yeah, 24 years now, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Boogie
started off in
Boogie, you're on guitar. How long have you been a guitar player?
Oh, I began when I was 15.
Yes.
So now I'm 52.
Yeah, me too. For a couple of years. Yonkis, how long were you playing bass and guitar?
No, I started actually on guitar. I believe it was in 7th grade or something. How old are you? 11? 12?
Yeah, probably.
And all the bands I have been in, my bass career started in a local, even more local band with some relatives of mine, and I soon understood that no one wanted to play bass, and they just had me up. And, can someone play some bass around here? I can't.
Yeah.
No, me neither. And I wanted to show off. Yeah, I can do some bass playing.
Yeah.
And play some do. Oh, you're the bass player, haha.
Yeah, but it turns out to be quite a needed instrument in a band.
Yeah, but I actually sometimes I actually miss it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I just like to just stand in front of the amp and have the pressure and the air moving and just grooving together with the drums and just feel the groove.
Yeah.
So I love to play bass actually.
It's power. It's definitely the power instrument with the kick drum and the bass. It's definitely the foundation. When you guys play live, are you using in-ears now, or are you using stage monitors? What typically happens in that? Anybody?
I have been doing that for years in other bands as well, and Freddie have
What's that, in-ears?
For a while. Yes, in-ears, yes. And I guess the last show we had on the 29th of December, everyone had in-ears.
Yep. Yes.
For the first time. Yeah.
Wasn't it fun? You can hear everything,
yeah, it's a new world, definitely. No more singing in the ears the day after. I mean, always blasting too loud and not using earplugs.
Yeah.
Just be able to hear. So yes, definitely it's going to be a big swing up, I hope, for us now.
Yeah.
Doing live shows.
Are you using, Freddie, when you play, are you using a click? Because your drum parts are, I mean, you're not just, 4 on the floor. You're got some intricate drum parts on these tracks. Are you using click?
Yeah, I learned from the studio guy the tempo app on the phone. So I've got that attached on a little bracket onto the hi-hat stand, actually.
Yeah.
So I just got all songs there and I push play and I've got all the tempos set up there. So I haven't started. Hope not to do the clicks in the live shows, because we tend to do some stopping and some we wing some things if we have a good audience, and it's nice not hearing those clicks.
Yeah, I will agree with that if you have a click or any kind of track going on, it does take away from the ability to kind of experiment and free form a little bit and then come back. But but in general, if you've got your click track and everybody's got in-ears and everybody can hear what everybody's doing, you tend to be a much tighter band.
So we'll maybe in a while we'll stop doing it.
Yeah. It depends on what you're meaning by click track. You can have everything set up with, as we call it, fake choruses and everything on.
Yep.
You can have keyboards on there, but we don't do that. We don't. Everything is live.
Yeah.
And we mean everything.
Yeah.
Not pre-recorded backing vocals and stuff. But you can have click track, of course, and just
a metronome.
And just a metronome. But now we are using the visual, just light flashing from the telephone. So
you're controlling MIDI controlled lights from the phone?
No, just an app. Freddie, it's just an app, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just on the phone, on the screen of the phone. Yeah, so it's only me looking at it.
What, if you don't mind, what's the name of that app? Do you know?
Well, it's called Tempo. TMPO.
Oh, wow!
It sounds advanced.
Yeah, they got
high tech.
They got creative. They got creative when they were naming that one, right?
Yeah.
No, it's that's the trick.
Yeah,
keep it simple.
We don't. Yeah.
Well,
just playing pure rock. It's good.
Yeah, I mean the technology is, I'm embracing it because what are you going to do? Fight against it? You can't. But the technology coming with apps on phones to be able to do things like that, and AI for doing artwork and stuff like that for your album covers, it's getting to where it can be a tool if used properly, for our benefit, I think, But
we have, I talked a little bit with the guy that did the artwork, the cover artwork of the album, and also the singles.
Yeah.
And he had, when he was a little in his teens, he painted this picture. He had something, a vision or something. It was a little boy holding his teddy bear and looking into some scary woods or something, and he started to paint this many years ago. And then he wanted to try out this AI thing, and he just put into I don't know how to use this, but he put all the
information,
the words of inspirations, and all the descriptions into the AI app, and it just came out fantastic.
Yeah.
And it looked kind of the painting he started to do, but just much more detailed, and it was just fantastic.
Well, I was talking to Freddie before you guys got on, and the track "Don't Let Me Drive." I mean, when I just read the title, I have an idea what it could be about, but what's the concept behind that track?
Yeah. That's yours.
Boogie, what's it about?
Well, it was the Donkeys who came up with that idea.
Oh, okay.
And it was a bit longer song done, and we cut it down a minute or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But live,
what's it about? Chris wrote most of the lyrics, but it's you could sense that it has something to do with drunk driving or so, but it's not entirely that, but it's if you're in a good mood, or if your mood is too good, or everything is racing and you just want to have fun and a party, and it's like when you're driving your car and you're listening to a good rock tune on the radio.
Yeah, you speed up.
The speed tends to get up a little. Yeah. So it's just kind of being
wide open,
being in good mood, party mood. So if you want to live, don't let me drive.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, well, let's take a listen to this track, and we'll be right back on the other side. Hold on. That is excellently produced. Where did you record that? The song? Is there a studio that you guys are using, or are you doing it in at home? What are you guys doing?
Oh, it's actually the nearest studio we could find.
How far away was that?
For me, 20 minutes drive.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh, that's not. I mean, the production sounds great. Boogie, are you using on those rhythm guitars? Is that a single coil guitar with a little bit of crunch on it? What are you using there?
Well, we had one Gibson SG.
Oh wow, okay.
And one what the other one, Junkies?
The other one, Gretsch.
Oh, was that
Filtertron pickup?
Okay, was that the Gretsch on that rhythm guitar?
Yeah, it's we had two rhythm guitars on all tracks.
Yeah,
and I believe on the slowest songs, the most quiet songs, we have a Telecaster and the SG. I believe the SG is on all of them.
Yeah, I mean the SG's got the bite and the crunch. Needed for that type of track. Freddie, the snare sound on that track is, I think it's perfect. It's not too bright. It's real. What are you using as far as your gear and drums?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's a pearl snare. It's steel snare actually. So 6 inches thick.
Yeah.
Or 14 wide. So. X-coded Remo head on it.
Yeah.
And we spent some time on the snare.
Yeah.
This one to get that right sound. So, using a lot of rim shots as well, just to get that. The heavy punch of it.
Yeah, the tone of it is, like I said, it's not too bright and snappy. It sits in the track really nicely. Do you? I mean, what we do here in the studio sometimes. A lot of times, is, I've got the ability to pitch my drums quite easily in the computer. I know that's, cheating, but is it? but do you ever kind of tune your drums to kind of be in the key of a song, or how do you approach that playing drums?
We set the drums kind of for the full album, but there was one of the songs now on the latest album we did some tuning inside in the computer.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, kind of, right? It's impressive.
Cheating a little bit.
Yeah, I look at it again.
Kind of just you got
to look at it like it's a technology. It's hey, if Jimi Hendrix would have had the ability to have a modeler or all this kind of stuff, do you think he'd have used it, or said, no, I'm going to just use the old stuff? I think he probably would.
It's a good point.
I think he probably would have used it, and then Chris, and we haven't talked about the bass player, Terry Hammer. We haven't, right? He played bass on this track, or who played bass on that track?
Yeah, it's Terry is, okay. But he did it together with Junkies because he spoiled his arm.
Oh no!
Yeah.
He was on his cabin, and he should throw a package of rock wool.
Yeah.
And then this biceps.
Oh no!
Snapped.
That's not
snapped
good.
Right off.
Wow.
Right off while we were recording, so we was a bit out of luck there.
Yeah. Well, it happens. I was doing a pre-production session with one of my bands before we went to record, and I don't know what I did, but I couldn't move my wrist, my left one, and so this particular song needed an acoustic guitar on it, so my producer ended up having to play my part just to get the session going.
Yeah.
It's injuries happen. You got to have somebody in the bullpen. Well, then, Junkies, you should know then what is the bass tone on that track is a perfect rock and roll bass tone. What are you using for the gear on that one?
It's as simple as you can get. It's a 4-string Fender Precision, American-made, US model.
You got a preamp that you're using there or anything?
There was an Ampeg DI.
Okay.
SVT
Yep.
DI, I believe it's called. I don't believe they produce it anymore.
Yeah.
I acquired it 20 some years ago.
Sure.
With a tube.
Yep.
And it's straight into
right to the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Now I'm lying for you. It's not straight into the board. Of course, it's via an Ampeg bass amp. Of course.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's going through a preamp into an amp.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes. And it's plain and simple. Standard precision bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they say over here, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We're making rock and roll music. There's go with what's been proven to work. It sounds to me like maybe Marshalls. What kind of amps were you guys using on guitars?
Just to praise the studio here. The guy that's running the studio in Norway, he's quite famous. No, he's not famous, but he's playing together with celebrity musicians,
sure.
Well-known musicians, and he's living out of his music in his studio.
Wow!
And this guy is in his 30s still.
Nice.
And he has this love for old, vintage amps, preamps, mics, instruments, and so on. Yeah. So this is actually there is no plugins on this record.
Awesome. Well, what is his name?
Guitars.
Let's shout him out.
Thomas Gallaty.
Gallaty is the name of the studio, or his name?
His name.
Gallaty.
Gallatin.
Oh, Gallatin.
Yeah.
Gallatin. Thomas Gallatin.
Thomas.
When I got to know him, I asked about his name, and he told me, a few hundred years back, his family came from Switzerland and moved to the U.S. And if you walk outside the White House, you have these statues of all the founding members of the Constitution, and one of them has his last name Gallatin.
Oh wow, that's cool. I mean, they're there for now. Hopefully, it'll be around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were using some Marshalls on that as far as guitar tones?
I believe Boogie. We used your Silver Jubilee on everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very loud. Very loud.
Very loud. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe we used for solos. I guess we used my JMP.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, it sounds great, guys. Gallatin, and he sounds like he's doing it right. Now, did he help you with producing it? Like, hey guys, maybe let's shorten this, or let's do that. That kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially in the song called "When the Water Runs Dry."
Yeah.
He came up with some ideas. We gathered around his piano, and he played some parts, and we can do it that, and okay. So he was he is fantastic. He's like the Kardang number 6 member.
Yeah, and that's that's how you have to treat. Yeah, you have to treat your producer as, hey, he's one of the guys in the locker room, and
just like Iron Maiden's Martin Birch.
Yeah. And then on that track, man, when Chris comes in vocally, man, I guess I've already said he's got a trademark sound. I mean, he's a pro level sound, man. That's. And the background vocals I noticed on that track, who was doing those? Was he doing those with himself?
No, that's actually me.
Oh.
Doing almost all the backing vocals, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and now when we're playing live, me and Yonkis is trying to take one voice each.
Sure. Now,
I'll try to emulate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
something to be said for some of those BGBs on backing tracks. But Boogie, are you singing the high part, the Michael Anthony part, so to speak?
Yeah, I guess we can say that, Junkis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yep.
That's good.
My voice is bass, very bassy. I don't reach those Rob Halford highs, or Bee Gees highs.
Yeah, nobody hits the BG highs. Freddie, Freddie, do they not give you a mic like in my bands? They don't even give me a microphone. Is that for you too?
Yeah, same.
Same. Yeah.
Stay in the back there.
Yeah.
Watch the tempo app and
watch.
Behave.
Yeah. Now, out of the, there's 5 of you, right? Out of the 5, who's the troublemaker? Who's the?
I guess we have every guy has its own thing. So we can split it in 5, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. It's better than having one guy that's off the rails. Based on how Freddie's just kind of sitting back and jumping in, like he's the quiet one that after a couple of drinks, I bet he's trouble.
Oh yeah, I just spent 4 days drunk now, so it's starting to get off the wagon today.
Yeah.
So it was a rough kind of New Year's going on here.
Yeah. Well, speaking of having some adult beverages in Norway, is it Skål like it is in Denmark? Okay. So if you're having a drink, you say Skål, and you have to look each other in the eyes, correct?
Yeah.
It's very much the same thing in Scandinavia, Sweden as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's the national beverage of choice in Norway? I mean, I guess here
national beverage
here, I guess, would just be beer.
Is it aquavit, Freddie? Is that a national?
There you go, Boogie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess
that's the national beer
mug.
I
like it. Yeah.
I don't know the national beverage.
Pilsner beers.
Yeah,
Pilsner is
still the best one.
Yeah.
But I Norway is very mead, of course, and
mead.
And, aquavit is strong liquor.
What is it? Aquavit.
Aquavit, I believe it's called.
Is that like a clear liquor, or what is that?
It's brown.
Brown. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's made of rice, or you guys know?
I'm not sure.
But it was when they made it from the start. It was actually the kind of to be able to be called aquavit, it would have to be transported in a wooden casket on a ship, crossing the equator 2 times.
Oh wow!
So they were from Norway, producing it here, put it on a boat that went to Australia, and then back to Norway, and then you could
drink it.
By it.
Wow, that's it.
Oak.
What about now?
Oak barrels as well.
Yeah. What about now?
Yeah.
Do they still follow those traditions, or they just make it and send it out?
I'm not sure of the branding.
It's the one brand called Linjakevit. I guess they still do it.
Wow.
I believe so. Yeah.
Huh. Well, they're not.
But now it's not selling ships anymore. It's
it's diesel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's potato when I think a little bit about it. Potato made.
Yeah.
Liquor. So of course it doesn't taste any good until you have had 4 or 5. Then it's not.
Then it grows on you.
Not so bad after all.
Yeah. Well.
and then the next thing you have a 4-day party like for
hangover.
Yeah. The hangover is the hard part. And mead. We were just talking about mead over the holiday. That is made from honey, bees, right? Isn't that how you make mead?
Yeah. Yeah, that's before they knew how to brew beer back in Viking times.
Sure.
So it's very I believe tastes like a mix of beer and wine. Very honey tasting.
Right.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
It's not actually. It's kind of good, but imagining yourself being drunk and drinking all night on some sweet.
Yeah, hangover central there too, right?
Yes.
No,
you don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But
is mead? Is it strong? Stronger than just a regular beer?
I believe it's kind of like wine. Just wait. I have a bottle here.
Yeah, we're doing educational purposes here. We're gonna check the alcohol by volume rate of mead in Norway. And what do we got there? We've got Valhalla.
Valhalla mead.
Nice.
Mjød is mead.
Yeah.
Let me check. 14.5% alcohol.
I would consider that strong. That's a glass of wine over here. Yeah. What are your and I know it's a music podcast and we're talking about beer, but I think they go together. But what is your typical alcohol by volume beer over there? Your Pilsner. What is a brand of Pilsner that is brewed over there? Freddie, you should know. You've been drinking for 4 days.
Yeah, it's 4.5%.
Okay.
The ones that I get in the shop. So yeah,
that's
they're
not
just
too
strong. They're just yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. We were talking about artwork a few minutes ago, and when we just played "Don't Let Me Drive," the artwork for that record, that's a photo of a lady with a guitar, or is that AI?
Oh, that's a real.
It's a real lady.
Wow.
Actually, living in my neighborhood.
Oh, really? Well, you got to recruit wherever you can, right? And was she down with doing the? I mean, a lot of people get excited to get involved when a band's doing a project or a video, and you guys have done several videos for all these songs. It's when you're doing your videos, do you tend to have a concept already planned out and written out? And who's the video guy in the band that comes up with the concepts?
I can. The last song we played, "Don't Let Me Drive."
Oh.
I had this vision about getting the town major to participate.
Nice.
And I knew him before, and I asked him, and let's have some fun.
Yeah.
So it's actually the real major, town major, in Don't Let Me Drive.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, when you say major or mayor?
Mayor.
Oh, the mayor. Okay.
Mayor.
Yeah, mayor. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that's if you're going to get anybody excited about being in a rock video, you getting the mayor on board is probably a good move, guys.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, let's take a listen to. We're going to listen to "Change of Heart." Is there anything that you guys want to say about this track before we play it?
Well, I heard Junkies playing this riff as the intro when we were waiting for a ferry.
Oh wow!
And that was meant to be with another band. It was in the start.
Right.
So and that's we get to do that riff.
Yeah.
And suddenly he made the whole tune finished, the whole track.
Yeah.
So then it became.
It's one of those ideas. I guess I have been playing that riff for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I know.
A few of my songs I've been playing around and fooling around with for 20 plus years, and just then one day, finally
it landed.
Something came out of it.
Right. Isn't it fun to I've got voice memos full of riffs like what you're talking about. But isn't it fun to see the excitement of somebody else for the idea, and then everybody kind of join in and turn it into an actual finished piece? To me, that's as much fun. Well, I won't say it's as much fun as performing live, but it's right next to it. But anyway, let's listen to.
It's
go ahead, Junkus.
No, it's fun, really fun, and it's also very important.
Yes.
To show some ideas. It's not maybe it's your idea, but you don't think it's it's not exciting, or
right.
Let's throw that away in the bin.
Yeah.
But then you can, if Angus Young didn't hear Malcolm Young's Back in Black riff, that song would never be recorded because Malcolm Young didn't think it was a good riff.
Yeah.
So his brother told him, "Okay, let me have it then."
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
And then they, see what happened.
Yeah. Well, there's another one too. Dust in the Wind from Kansas. That acoustic guitar part was just his warm up. And Eruption from Van Halen, similar type thing. It's just something that, it's just a little something I do when I just warming up. And here you got Eruption.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's listen to Change of Heart, and we'll be back on the other side. Hang tight. There you go, boys. Hey, Change of Heart. That has got one of the poppiest rock hooks in the chorus. That is a great chorus. That again, you guys are writing hits.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's very, very well done. And Freddie, again, the snare, I think it was very similar to the one before. And I didn't mention the toms earlier on the last track, but man, those things sound like cannons, man. The drum recording was that done in a big room, small room? How did you guys get that drum?
Yeah, a big room actually. So we tend to play semi live when we do the recording, and the drums in there we tuned on the toms quite a little bit to get them as deep as we could without losing the punch and the bounce of them.
Yeah.
So went down from earlier it was 3 toms, now just using 2 toms actually.
Yeah.
1 rack tom, 1 floor.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it simple, kind of trying to stay in that field rock and roll world as much as I can.
Yeah.
Even though it's great fun to just bang along the big kit as well. But
you could if you have more drums, you tend to overplay them, right? I mean, just the way it is. Is post rock? Is that a thing that's popular over there, or is that an Iceland only type of thing? Do you know what I'm talking about? That style?
What any specific bands?
No, it's a style. It's they call it post rock, and I think it's of Icelandic origin, but those drums kind of gave me that kind of a vibe where good, deep, rich toms, and like I said, that snare it's not too sharp. It's almost it almost sounds like a tom, but it's a snare. But it's just a nice, deep, rich kit sound, and that's you guys got that going on for sure.
Cool. Yeah.
I guess the whole album is mixed and mastered and produced in order for everyone to just blast it up on maximum volume.
Yeah.
And don't
get your ears spoiled.
Yeah. Don't be hurting in your ears, because it's always fun to have to be cranking up the music, and but it's very often it's a treble and the screeching sounds. It is. We just want to have
the meat and potatoes.
Have the music pounding.
Yeah, you want the meat and potatoes. I notice also on the drum mix, it's not. I mean, the cymbals are there, but they're not, like you said, in that they're not super loud, and they're not, the frequency's not frying your head. How many cymbals? How many cymbals do you use on your kit there?
Actually, I just for crashes, I just use 2. So I have the Sabian HHX. I got an 18 and a 19.
Yeah.
So try to keep those quite low in the mix.
Yeah.
And Thomas, he's a drummer as well, actually, playing with a lot of good artists around the country here. So also in the States, he's been touring around.
Yeah.
So it's very cool to kind of try stuff with him, and I borrowed a few ride cymbals off of him to use in the different songs, because I have a Sabian, just a 20-inch that I tend to use for live. I use it as a crash as well when we're really going nuts for the ending of a song or something.
Right.
So relying a lot on Thomas on that.
Yeah. On that track, Change of Heart, on the intro, it had a really nice, I'd call it a clean guitar sound on the intro there. Was that sounded like it was probably the Gretsch, but the thing that I noticed about it was there's a lot of really nice reverbs and shimmers effects pedals, and there was something like that on that opening guitar. Who was playing that, and what pedal were you using?
I played it, and I don't know what I was using. I know the guitars, but I don't know, the effects and all the Thomas, the producer, he just mixed it between at least 3 guitars. There's an acoustic guitar. There's I guess there was a Telecaster.
Okay.
I know there was a Telecaster and also the Gretsch. I believe there was an SG as well, but I don't know if he used all four or if he maybe took three of them and made. But he used
it sounded very spacious.
I'm not an effects. I'm not a guitar effect guy. Yeah. I use maybe a clean boost. That's it.
Right.
So I don't know what he used, but it's a mix on many things. So he made this intro sound.
Gotcha. So he did that in post then.
Yeah.
Adding reverbs and maybe shimmers and stuff. Yeah. I mean
we told him make something. Just imagine this is an intro of an album, and maybe kind of a little mystical or something. Just make it interesting and wanting people to continue.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I mean, that when you can give a description like that to a producer, and then he goes, "Okay, no problem," pull that out of his hat,
It's just like when I explored back in the days, and I heard Rainbow Rising with Richie Blackmore, and those intros. I remember I sat in my dad's car and I got goosebumps and what's going to happen now? And then it exploding and it's fantastic.
Well, that's that's what you guys did on this track. It's all shimmery and nice, and then and everybody's so tight, and it sounded really, really good. Was your dad? Were your parents this is a question to all three of you guys. Were your parents going, "Oh no, what is he getting into with this rock and roll stuff?" Or were they supportive? Freddie, starting with you, the drummer, because I know that parents and drums are typically not cohesive.
Yeah, no, I guess since I'm still playing the drums, that got to mean they actually liked it, and they did. So I was able to play as much as I wanted when growing up.
Yeah.
Because both of my parents they're really into rock, classic rock.
Oh, okay.
So I think for them it's kind of a big dream coming true now. We are rocking. They've been to several of our shows.
Nice.
Getting the concerts, and they're both wearing the T-shirts and
nice.
Putting out the promo for the band at work or anywhere.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Now, do your parents live close to where you live? Do you guys all kind of stay in a close vicinity?
Yeah, within
half
an hour.
Half hours. That's good. Yeah,
half an hour drive.
Yeah. Yonkis, what about you? Your parents, were they on board with this whole journey of music?
Yeah, very much. Both of them loves music, but it's. I believe I'm the firstborn of four siblings, so I guess my musical taste was a natural step because my dad he liked or likes Hank Williams.
Oh yeah.
And my mom she liked Hank Williams Jr.
Oh okay.
And then I came along.
Yeah.
So, but I remember when I got into music. During my first years at school, it was of course AC/DC and Iron Maiden and Kiss and all those the bands that the tougher kids, the little older kids were listening to.
Yeah.
And you had this, what's it called? You know, the thing back in the 80s when Tipper Gore, this movement against Satanism in music and so on. Eventually, this also reached Norway, of course. And you have this which I still know to this day, the Christian teachers, they had these meetings after school and telling all the parents, my parents and everyone else, your kids cannot listen to Iron Maiden and Wasp and those bands. Everything is Satan's work.
Yeah.
No, everything was nuts. So there was a little period where they were a little skeptic to the whole thing here, but now when I put on, I still listen to the same music. When I put on AC/DC or Kiss or whatever, and my mom sings along. What band is this? This is the same band you classified as you categorized as satanical in the 80s. Remember?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's funny they would say that about rock and roll back then, but then you have music out now like WAP and like just raunch music. I mean, it's crazy how it's evolved to get to that point. But Boogie, what about you? Were your parents on board, or were they like, "Yeah, what are you doing?"
No, I guess when I was what do they call it? Confirmed. When we are 15 years, we get confirmation with the priest praying for you. And, I bought a classic guitar, and I learned some riffs. And my daddy said he took me to a shop, and he bought a Fender Stratocaster to me.
Nice.
Yeah. So he said I would always have always loved to play myself. So he wanted me to play.
Good. So he was living it through you.
Yeah, I guess so. He was following me all the time. He died 2 years ago, so. But he was also always by my side and encouraged me to play whatever. He likes dance music and Yeah. But he also liked rock and roll. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, are you guys just finished a new record? What's the name of the new record?
Risky Business.
Okay. And
it was released on the 20th of October.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the album that has Don't Let Me Drive and Change of Heart and all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you guys go back in to do this all again, you're going to use Galantine again?
Yeah, I think so.
I would.
I would definitely do that.
And the thing with the guy is that our first record, as we call the old one, it was released last year or in 2022. So
we ain't dead yet.
Yeah, we ain't dead yet. Our debut album, but even from that album to Risky Business, which came just a little more than a year after, there has been an involvement, or the producer has been more familiar with us and what we want,
right?
And I believe he has been thinking that because most of his clients they want to be fast and spend as little time in the studio as possible,
right?
That means plugins, that means a very simple way of doing things and still making it sound good. But when he can fool around with old tube amps,
he's down.
and old instruments and drums, and fool around with snare drums or sounds or whatever with Freddie here.
Right.
He's really thriving. He's really enjoying himself.
Yeah.
So then he can explore and he can have the experience and involve himself as well.
Yeah.
So he's really looking forward if he can do the third album with us as well.
Well, here comes the question. Excuse me. It's not free to produce music and go in the studio and record. I mean, I know what it has cost my band over the years to go in the studio and properly record our songs. How much pushback? First off, do you split that cost evenly 5 ways? And second off, how do you convince your wives that this is okay?
Well, all the money we have earned live, we put back in the band.
Yeah.
And we get some merch. We get T-shirts, and they're selling quite good. But it's very expensive.
Yeah.
That's for fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We have had quite a lot of gigs the last year in 23 actually.
Yeah.
And I believe it was we had 2 gigs in December. We had two gigs in one weekend, and we sold. How much of merchandise did we sell for? I believe it was $1,100.
Yeah,
it would be in total.
Sure.
of course that helps.
Absolutely.
And you had the fee for the gigs as well. So it's yeah. You need a few gigs to make enough money to produce or record a new album. But it's we're not in for it for the money. It's
sure.
We want to have fun here, and to release an album in a decent way is fun for us. And
and then
if we earn in the other end by having better paid gigs, that's the bonus for us. So that's the result we want, and have fun with it. And
right.
Yeah.
Well, I think the common thing that I'm hearing over different interviews is the importance for merch, T-shirts, beer mugs. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And those types of things. You have to have supplemental ways to generate revenue for the band in order to be able to go to the studio. And I know making videos is not free as well, so there's another cost there. So
that's right.
No, if you're doing original music and you're doing it at this level, nobody's doing it for the money because there's not any money. No. Here in the States, it's a lot of the bands that are getting booked are cover bands. Is it the same thing over there? Do you guys find it hard to get gigs like that, or what's the music scene like over there?
Yes, a lot of cover bands, but I think we've been lucky to have a whole lot of concerts, actually, both festivals and doing our private shows as well. So I mean, the money's just been dumping in. So we paid off both albums just like nothing.
Wow, consider yourself lucky there. Who's doing the booking? Is that you, Boogie? You doing who's booking the stuff?
We got some. We got two friends who do have a booking agency, but very often we get contacted, and sometimes we do it ourselves, and sometimes we deliver it over to those guys.
Right. If you're doing festivals, that would be probably through the agency.
Yeah. But we are, as Boogie says, we are very often being contacted just very, on a PM or on our Facebook page or whatever.
Right.
Mm.
But it's now and then it can be too much because all five of us has we have day jobs and
sure.
We have friends. We have one or two friends that can help us with booking. We have friends that can help us with cover artwork.
Yep.
Filming, video.
Yeah, the video, the footage, and everything. But what is very important for us is that we don't want them to do it for free.
Right.
We want to pay them because.
Yeah.
It's we know you're a friend. You want to be kind and support us, but we want to pay you. This has value for us. We want to do it properly.
Yeah.
We don't want to cut down on the quality or not being satisfied with the end result just because we are doing it for free or you are doing it for free. We want to pay you.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want and we'll make something out of it and make a deal. And just make it.
That's important because graphic artists, they're an artist also. I mean, they're using their time and their skills that they've developed. We're fortunate in Hope's Anchor band to our bass player just out of the blue started making our social media flyers and graphics and he started, hey, is this any good, guys? And it's like, dude, that looks excellent. So we had a graphic designer we didn't even know we had until we've been together 15, 16, 17 years and who knew. But and like you said, we hired a friend that is a photographer, but he's not just a photographer. When he takes pictures of us live and then you see him afterward, you're like, wow, that looks like a poster, that's amazing. So having a team of friends that can help you, it's important because everything's got to look like $1 million. I mean, your music sounds like $1 million bucks, and if your band photo looks like a newspaper clipping, you probably want to put a little funds towards that part of your product. With the record, I like to ask this question because we're kind of struggling with what to do. With the record, are you releasing singles with videos, or are you releasing the whole record and then videos? How are you guys going about, your releases? Anybody?
Our first album we released song by song. We released a new, released a new single every Friday until all 11 songs were out.
Yeah.
So do the math, 11 weeks.
Yeah,
it took, and then the album came out. And this time we 3 singles, and then the album wasn't.
I guess it was 2
with the videos.
Yeah, 2 videos.
That was a cool new twist.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll go back to song by song by song again. We don't know, but it's you're expanding the build up to the actual album comes out.
Yeah.
And you are extending the promo period of the album. If you just have 2 or 3 singles and then the album,
I like that. I like the idea of leaking out the singles and then boom, here's the whole album. I think that's a good approach. And when you do the videos, if you're doing a video with the song, do you do that single with the video release, or do you do the music and then release the video, or do you just put a video on YouTube and hope that
we do everything at once, all at once with one song. Yeah, one song with the video, the single on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, everywhere at the same time. Yeah.
And are you using like a DistroKid or TuneCore? What service are you using to do the distribution?
DistroKid.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting to where there's a lot of different companies doing the distribution process, and then there's some that will do some interviews and articles and that kind of thing in a package, and then there's some that you just put you distribute through them, and they take 20% of whatever the song generates, and being that streaming music pays 0.0033 cents per stream. Okay, you could have 20% of that,
Yeah.
And if I don't have to pay for it annually to maintain being up, that might be a way to go. So if you're a new artist, make sure you shop the different options for your distribution to get the stuff out there for sure. So last track we'll go over here is a song called Magic. And this is off the first album, right? What can you tell us about that?
Well, that was the second song we wrote after the We Ain't Dead Yet. So we just recorded 2 songs at the very beginning. It was We Ain't Dead Yet and Magic.
Yeah.
We did that in one weekend.
Oh, nice.
And then Junkis started with us, and we took 9 songs, the rest of the first album. And then we put all together to one album.
Yeah, nice. Now, did Junkis come back and play on any of the tracks that were done before his time?
No.
Not the 2 first ones. They were recorded and released as singles before I joined.
Gotcha.
And I was on board for the last 9.
Nice.
I played both guitars.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna listen to Magic from KARDANG off the first record. Here we go.
can feel it in my backbones. You wanna see me come. This is my generation. I'm ready for some fun. Sit on my face and scream my name. Touch my snake, I'm gonna make you shake. I say yeah, yeah. It's just another rainy day. Gonna give you my love, whole lot of love. Let's talk about love. We can't get enough. Gonna give you my love, whole lot of love. Let's talk about love. We can't get enough. Gonna give you my love, whole lot of love. Let's talk about love. We can't get enough. Love.
Dude, that track is awesome too. There was a pretty funny line in there that I was laughing at. I think you know what the one was, but Boogie,
You have a
man.
feeling.
Yeah. Boogie, you're killing it there, man. That sounds great.
Thank you.
It sounds great.
Well, I blame Chris for the lyrics.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Chris. Well, let's talk about Chris for a second. When that song starts out, I got goosebumps, boys. When that song starts out, he's got a nice little clean sounding voice. But when he opens up, and it gets an airiness, but just there's a power, a grit in it as well. When he opens up his vocals, that's grade A stuff, guys. You know.
He gets some good pipes.
He does, man. I wish he was here so I could tell him that he's doing the right thing.
I got a message. I should say hello to you, but he couldn't attend.
Well, I understand. You know, like you said. Well, that's another thing that you know. How old is Chris? Is he kind of our age as well?
Yeah, he's the oldest one.
Oh, okay. Well,
54, I guess.
Yeah. So there's some mileage on those pipes and you hear that when he opens it, when he opens it up and goes, it's good. But you know, when you've got, like you said, guys our age, we've all got day jobs and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's hard to schedule rehearsals and hey, you get a band date, you know, group text. Can you guys do the 13th? And then you have to wait for five people to reply, or 4 people. It's hard to schedule, yeah? How do you guys handle that, rehearsals and stuff like that?
Freddie.
Yeah, we used Google Calendar, actually.
Oh, nice.
So as long as we struggle to maintain it and update it, but usually it works. So that's a great tool, actually, for us. We can go in there and actually see what's ahead of us and when are we home? Because me and Boogie, we work offshore in oil rigs. So we got 2 weeks that we're completely off.
Oh, nice.
And then we have 4 weeks off the rig. Then we'll be home and can actually attend the concert. So that's definitely a big challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, those tools, they help us to actually be able to meet up and
yeah.
Now,
where do you guys rehearse? At one of your houses or? Where?
We do it in the big city, as I call it. I live in a small island outside Flekkefjord, it's called.
Oh wow!
And we got a room there with some PAs, drums and such.
Yeah, that's in Atlanta here where we are. That's kind of always been a model, somebody would get a big warehouse and then make all these rehearsal rooms, and then you can rent them by the month, or there's some now that you can go in there, for a 3-hour block on a Saturday or something like that. And that's definitely handy. Do you guys keep all of your gear there and set up and ready to go?
No, so we would love to have some place like that, like the warehouse you mentioned. So it's a small city, so it's kind of the only option without being in one of our houses.
Sure.
So we do struggle a little bit there. We have to rig it up every time. Bring the cymbals, the pedals, and the snare and such. So
I was lucky enough just after the pandemic to find I was in a townhome and I found a place, a house that had a building, a garage that's off of the house, so it doesn't bother my wife when we're playing.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I'm so I set this place up, and now this is like the home base for 3 different bands, the podcast, and everything else. It's pretty crazy. There he is, Jonkus. He went down to the bottom of the screen.
Sorry, I lost my power on the computer.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. Jonkus, we were just talking about rehearsals, and you guys have to set up and break down each time. How often do you guys typically rehearse?
Once a week. We try to when the oil workers are home.
Yeah.
Oil crew is home.
Yeah. Man, funny you should say that. I just, on socials, I don't even know what platform it was, but I just saw a video footage of from an oil rig of a storm coming in, and these waves were 40 feet tall. I mean, it was just like, I'm looking at that. I'm like, I don't know that I would like being out there. Does it get pretty sketchy? Does it get sketchy out there sometimes, though?
Well, sometimes, but you get used to it. It's in a way.
Yeah. And you're out there for 2 weeks at a time, you said?
Yeah, 2 weeks and 4 weeks home.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good schedule.
Sure.
And when I go offshore, I can just be myself and write music. And
right.
Yes, I have made a lot of songs out there.
Yeah. Do you take a guitar out there when you go?
There is actually a nice rehearsal room.
Oh, really?
With, 5, 6 guitars and some amps and a drum kit like you have there. Not so,
An electric kit, so you don't have to be too crazy.
Yes.
And you have one guy using it. You.
Yeah.
You're locking yourself into the rehearsal room, and no one else allowed in.
How many people are on a rig at a time?
Well, about 100.
100? Yeah.
On our rig, but there is some rigs there is for 500.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So those things can be small towns, essentially.
Yeah, that's right.
It's very seldom to find people out there who actually play music, though.
Oh, really?
So when I'm out there, I'll have the drum kits to myself the whole 2 weeks.
Oh, are you guys not on the same rig?
We have been for one trip.
That would be cool, right? That'd be cool if you guys could do that. So you're telling me out of 100 people, you might have 5 that play music?
Yes,
2.
About
2. Wow.
Well, I have a new idea. Why don't you all get jobs
That's what I was
together
thinking.
with Boogie here in the same rotation, same platform?
Yeah.
We can rehearse when we are on in the afternoons.
Every Friday night, there's a concert on the oil rig. I mean, that would
that
would be perfect. Actually, I was actually thinking that same thing. If you guys happen to be on the same, what do you do, Jonkus? What do you do for your other part of your life?
I do some purchasing on. We have GE Healthcare, General Electrics. Of course, it's a huge company. We have a local factory here with around 700 people, and I do I'm the purchasing manager actually.
Gotcha. So you buy Band-Aids?
No, we make contrast media.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you're somewhere in the world and you need to take some X-rays of your body.
Gotcha.
Our factory is making. If you are somewhere in the world and you need to X-ray your body, there's approx between 40 and 50% chance that we have made the actual media you are inserting in your body.
Yeah. The
so
dye.
It's a
yeah, the dye. Like I just had to do some MRIs, and they were like, one of the options was to get some sort of a contrast injection, and that's the stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually very, try to keep it simple, the explanation here. It's iodine you're inserting in your body, but you have to disguise it because iodine, of course, is very toxic.
Sure.
It's not good for you at all, but you need to disguise it, the molecules and disguise it with to make them harmless for you, and you pee it out when you're done.
Yeah, yeah.
And everything is just leaving your body as nothing happened. So that's the
that's the short answer.
That's what they invented in the 60s and 70s, and they believed, okay, we do this for now.
Yeah.
We don't know anything. We don't have any more technology than we have now, and there will soon be another, more advanced way to do it. But here we are in 2024, and still doing the same.
What about the other guys, Chris and Terry? What do they do outside of music? Anything crazy?
Chris is a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, and Terry, he owns a carpenter firm.
Okay. So he does contracting kind of thing?
Yes, he builds houses and kind of stuff.
Nice.
The big dream is to come over to Atlanta to rock and roll,
Yeah, come on, let's go. We'll do a show with you. Yeah, you think about the travel expense for that one, huh? I guess it wouldn't be so bad if you just had to, bring, I guess, your guitars and maybe pedals. We would have drums and that kind of thing. But I guess the biggest expense would be the travel,
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember back in 20 years ago, the $1 was about 4.5 Norwegian crowns,
mm-hmm.
and today it's more than double. Is it 10 or 11 now?
Yeah, I guess it's close to 11.
Wow.
Yeah. So we bought so much equipment from the States, guitars. I bought my blue SG from the States, from Sweetwater.
Oh yeah, Sweetwater. Hey, shout out to
the value has doubled.
Yeah.
Or the expense, the cost has doubled now. So now it's not tempting anymore. But back in those days, God, we purchased lots of equipment and gear.
Yeah. So
so it's time to come to Norway for you guys.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. So $1 equals 11 krones.
Yeah.
How much would a pint of beer at a pub in crowns cost?
Oh, it's very expensive in Norway for beer.
Really?
I believe approximately $10.
10 crowns?
Yeah, no dollars.
Dollars. So you're talking about
$9.
40 crowns
on a pub.
Wow.
$9.
But it has something to do with politics as well, because Norwegian politics is very, regulating on alcohol and smoking.
Sure.
One of the first countries having, smoking areas inside of pubs.
Yeah.
So it's very expensive to go out and drink, especially in let's say Oslo or
Yeah. Now Oslo is Oslo the biggest city in Norway?
Yeah.
And that's capital, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know anything.
That's right.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, Yonkis. The politics ruins all the fun, man. You know?
Yeah.
Why are you taxing my beer? I was just in Vermont, and it's probably very similar politically to Norway. But I got my bill, and it was the total. Then there was a food tax. Then there was a alcohol tax, and then there was tip, and then there was my final price. I'm like, wait, what are you guys doing? How do you have a food tax? How do you tax me just the fact that I'm buying a hamburger? You know, what is the tax rate in Norway?
25.
5 on the sales.
20.
25.
30,
Yeah, 25.
25. Yeah,
So-
25.
And that's on like that's on just if you went to a meal and you got a meal, there would be a 25% tax on that.
No, it's a difference. You have categories. I believe when you are eating, it's 12.
Oh.
Freddie, do you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's sky high at least.
Yeah.
Both for eating and.
But you have
I think
your
the way-
choice. You have your choice to you can buy your food and then leave, take it with you, or you can stay and eat. And if you are going to stay there and eat it, it's more expensive.
Wow.
I believe it's 12% on food, but it's on normal almost every other item you're going to buy. If it's a car or
I was going to say a car. You're going to have a 25% tax on the car.
yeah.
Wow.
And but that's another thing in Norway compared to, let's say, Denmark or Sweden, because Norway was, we like to be, or our government likes to be very far ahead when it comes to environment and green politics.
Yeah.
So Norway was, very early when it comes to try to make people drive electrical cars.
Oh yeah.
So if in Denmark a Tesla was a faraway dream for a normal guy because it was so expensive, in Norway it was, the government actually took some of the bill because they wanted to go away from diesel and gasoline over to electric cars. So when you're driving a gasoline car, you have the the fee when it comes to a certain amount of horsepower.
Right.
But that didn't rule or be.
So they would tax you based on horsepower of the car?
Yeah.
What? I have I've got a.
So that's why.
I got a.
That's why so few of us are driving old American muscle cars.
Oh man, that's what I drive.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
what we want to drive.
Yeah. So, which one of you oil workers up there drives a Tesla?
Not me. It's diesel.
Neither one.
Yeah.
If you're buying,
I usually I had a Chevy and I was like, good old '65 model C10.
Yeah. The square body. Yeah.
That was a nice petroleum car.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a house with a proper garage at that time, so I couldn't watch it just deteriorate on the outside.
Sure.
So I sold it.
Yeah. Are they selling
the
gas?
The weird thing is that we are one of the richest oil countries in the world, but we charge lots of money for a Mustang or Charger or muscle cars, and we can watch rich people driving around in their brand new Dodge Charger or whatever, and fuck this car is so cool, and then we jump in our Tesla and drive back home. But
are they selling
Tesla
are they selling gas by the liter over there?
Yeah.
And how much is a liter of gas?
It's
$2.
How much?
So it's $2 a liter.
Yeah. The prices are insane.
Yeah, $2. Yeah.
All right, and it takes 3 3/4 liters for a gallon. So you're paying $2.46, about $7 a gallon for fuel. Wow.
That sounds right.
That's crazy. Are you as a country?
And we are making the stuff as well.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it's-
That's yeah. Those guys are up there making it.
yeah.
Well, yeah. That's a shame, man. It's just everything gets all screwed up with that stuff. But yeah, I was just thinking. So $6-7 a gallon of, and they regulate you on how big an engine you can have unless you want to pay more money.
Yeah, but that comes to diesel and gasoline engines, not electrical cars. Then
that's what
they
I
are
was thinking.
subsidizing us.
Yes.
So I drive a Tesla.
Okay. Which
And,
one do you have?
I don't. A Model 3. So I actually don't know how many horsepower I have, but I believe it's more than 400
Yeah,
or so.
it's fast. Yeah.
Yeah, 450 or so. But if you want to have that in a Dodge Charger,
Yeah.
so to say, it's
Yeah.
a total different price range.
Well, in Norway, this is the question I blanked on for a second. In Norway, your power grid, is that how do they make power? Is it nuclear? Is it coal? Is it diesel? I mean, how do they make it over there?
Waterfalls.
Waters.
Oh, hydro.
Yeah.
Is the majority of it is hydro?
Yeah.
Really? Do you have big rivers, or are they making it from the waves? How are they making it?
Dams.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of water flow in Norway that they can dam up and.
Yeah.
We have mountains, lots of them.
Yeah, lots of mountains.
But the windmills is coming now, a very big scale windmills offshore.
Yeah. Oh, so do you see them out by the rigs?
Not yet, but I think quite soon.
Yeah, that
they
would
will
be
pop up.
That would be kind of a nice picture, right? You know, a nice big oil rig and then a farm of windmills right around it. Kind of oxymoronic, isn't it? Well, guys.
Yeah, it's very ironic.
Yeah, I've enjoyed talking to you guys. And how did you guys reach out to us over here? Did you see one of the interviews, or how did you find us?
Yes, I became friends with the Tattered Sons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I saw the podcast.
Yeah, those guys were cool,
then,
man.
Yeah, they are great.
Yeah.
Great band and great people.
Yeah, they're very much like you guys. They're playing, just straight up rock and roll, and they're
old friends.
Yeah, they're all old friends, and they Tattered Sons. If you have not seen that episode, go check them out. They're really cool. But they're also, putting the time into going to the studio and recording it properly, and being pros. If you're going to do this thing, if you're not going to get paid, you may as well, make it sound the best that, make it sound pro,
Yep.
So,
take it to the next level. As Thomas said, let's go to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. And next level is also like, I was going to ask you guys, what type of venues are you playing? Are you playing, rooms that have elevated stages, proper lighting, PA, drum riser? My newest parameter of, okay, am I going to play there or not, is do they have a drum riser, and is the stage off the ground? If they meet those two, I'll play it. But what type of venues are over there to play?
It's mostly festivals and we don't do the very small pub gigs.
Yeah.
But maybe places where you can have a crowd of at least 200 people, 300 maybe.
Yeah.
And then you will have a proper stage and lighting and so on. Yeah.
A proper music.
So if you have a stage that is built for one or two people, being 5 guys on the stage, I've been there many years, and that can be fun as well. But we try to have it to the next level.
I agree. That it's got to be. You can't be shoulder to shoulder with your bandmates and have a great time. Well, what's up next for you guys? We'll wrap this thing up. What's up? Do you have anything on the books coming up?
Yeah, we're actually going to Oslo to play with some friends called Suicide Bombers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and they are gonna release an album, and we're gonna split the night with them in Oslo.
Yeah, and how long a set do you guys have? I mean, it looks like you got two albums out. That's probably an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, we have 1 hour and 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Non-stop.
Yeah, no breaks. Let's just
no breaks. But if we this summer we played a lot of festivals, and we played from between 30 and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's bang bang. Just put on your best tracks and make a decent rock show. But if we need to play as long we can now, we can play for 1 minute and 20, I guess.
Hour 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I call a concert. A concert is typically going to be a 90-minute thing, and you get out there, and when you're playing, if you're doing a long set like that, at what point during your set are you going, I hope I can make it? I get beat up about 3/4 of the way through. I'm like, oh crap, there's 4 more.
We played on when was that, on Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Last Friday.
Yep.
We did a gig. I believe we had a crowd of 200 plus people.
Nice.
But when we were done after 1 hour and 20, what? Are we done already? I want to do some more.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't want to stop now.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go by so fast.
They do go
by
fast.
I wish we had the double amount, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just about starting to get really sweaty, and
Right.
Then we have to come off stage.
Does Chris do okay with the longer? I mean, there was a note that he hit I think at the end of Change of Heart, on the outro of Change of Heart, where he was hitting this high note, man, and just killing it. Does he ever fade, or has he just got those road vocals, road worn?
He's warming up 1 hour before the show, and he's so harsh.
Yeah.
But he's nailing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a machine.
Yeah.
And he can be running around with his wireless microphone and just going aim shit around the crowd.
Yeah.
Dropping in between all guys. And falling back on his back in a controlled way.
Yeah.
And then while singing, or for example, like that.
That's
closer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of day jobs, I actually, of all the guys in the band, I actually know, I believe I have known Chris the longest. Me and him had a day job at the same shipyard, and I believe we worked together for 15, 16 years.
Wow.
But we both had our own bands, more metal-ish style.
Yeah.
Yeah. He played in your band, Freddie, Amathea.
Yeah.
Amathea, yeah.
And when I heard the first, Henning sent me, or Boogie sent me the first 2 singles before I joined.
Yeah.
What is this, Chris?
Yeah.
No, I was pretending to be irritated with Chris. Why haven't you sung like that before?
Right. Yeah.
I didn't know I could.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely it's got melody. It's not screamo. It's he's doing the whole band. You guys are really doing a great job. Loved getting to know you guys. If you ever do have the ability to get to the States, definitely get in touch. Best of luck in 2024. Go get it.
Same to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Thanks.
All right, boys. We'll wrap this thing up and hang on the line. We'll talk afterwards for a second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
All right. See you guys.
Cheers.
Hey.
You're watching the Original Music Podcast.